Hey there, yeah, you stop scrolling and wait till the end of the video if you're a LEGO Star Wars fan. I'm the LEGO Chooser, and today I'm doing episode 1, which is LEGO Star Wars Ultimate Collector Series Slave 1 versus the Ultimate Collector Series Sandcrawler. I'm new to the LEGO community, so I'll be doing a LEGO giveaway. Yeah, a LEGO giveaway. And it's not just any giveaway. It's the Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon giveaway. I know the set's really expensive, but I'll be giving it to a lucky fan out there because not everyone can get their hands on an $800 LEGO Star Wars set. So a lucky fan out there will get his chance and have this set. I mean, it's just amazing. But there are 3 steps to get in the giveaway. Step 1, subscribe and turn on notifications. Step 2, like this video. Step 3, comment down below what would you do if you had this set in your collection. I'll be giving this set away when I reach 1,000 subscribers. So go and share this video to your friends so they can have a chance to get this amazing set too. Now, continuing with the video, I'll be comparing these 2 Ultimate Collector Series sets in 7 categories, which are the box art. The box art is so important for a LEGO set. It's literally how they sell the product, and it has to be amazing. Minifigures, characters from the scene, you have to nail them. Minifigures are super important in LEGO sets. Playability, I know these are Ultimate Collector Series sets and are meant for display, but these sets in specific have amazing playability, even though they're for display. Design, it's all about the build and amazing techniques used. Display is the displayability and amazing techniques as well used. These categories are alike, just the displayability is how you can leave them in display. Value, I'll be taking everything into consideration. The money, the pieces, the price, even though price per piece is not everything, I'll be counting everything in this video. And at the end, my opinion. And that will get an overall score. There are 3 points per category. The better set of both will get 2 for each category, and the other one will get 1. I know both sets will perform very well, but it'll be hard to rank them. Let's go for some basic information, and let's start with the Ultimate Collector Series Sandcrawler. It was released in 2014. It's at 75059, and it had a retail price of $300 US. It has 14 minifigures and 3,296 pieces, so it's one of the biggest LEGO Star Wars sets to date. So if you could get your hands on this amazing set, hands down, go get this set. And the other set is the Ultimate Collector Series Slave 1, which was released 1 year later. And it's set 75060, and it's just a set number after the Sandcrawler, since both sets are 2 Ultimate Collector Series sets, and one was released a little bit after the other one. Well, getting back into the Slave 1, it has a retail price of $200. 5 amazing minifigures, which one, it's just one of the best minifigures of all time, and it has 1,996 pieces. So without further ado, let's go with category number 1, which is box art of these 2 incredible sets. Well, let's start with box art, and for starters, I have 2 things to say. The Sandcrawler box is a little bit damaged, but it's perfectly fine. But also, the Sandcrawler box is a little bit bigger. It's taller, it's not wider, but it's deeper. And you guys may be thinking, bro, but how does this affect the box art? Well, it leaves more space so you can put more image. But let's start with the Slave 1. The Slave 1 box art is incredible. This set is out of this world. You can see the Slave 1 with a display stand and also an amazing box art with Cloud City behind there. Just an amazing array of colors, which till this day, we have the Ultimate Collector Series A-Wing, and it's a black box art. And even though it's cool, this is out of the world, guys. This type of box art nails it. And it's very similar to the one from the Sandcrawler. Well, just the Sandcrawler box is a little bit damaged, but you can see the Tatooine Sun behind there, all of this action, the behemoth of the Sandcrawler. You see all the action from the set in the box. And originally, I was gonna buy the 2008 Death Star, but I saw the box art from the Sandcrawler, and it really sold it off. The Death Star is a cool set, but the box art is amazing. It's more displayable. It looks cooler, and at the end of the day, both box arts are cool. You really can't go wrong with either of them. Both have colors, everything to display. I'm just going to the edge with the Sandcrawler. I think it just shows a lot of action, displayability, and the colors are really vibrant. So this category number 1 of box art, goes to the Ultimate Collector Series Sandcrawler. So guys, let's move on to the second category, which is Minifigs. And let's start with the Sandcrawler one, since it has more figs than the Slave one. And for starters, this set has Farm Boy Luke, which needs no introduction. I mean, there were like 4 or more sets in 2020 which had him. Well, let's move on with Uncle Owen, which is an exclusive figure to this set. A C-3PO, 4 Jawas, which 2 have a brown pouch and 2 have a black pouch. They're a little bit different, but I mean, you can count them as the same. Well, it has R2-D2, another R2 unit, an R5 unit, a Gonk droid, a Treadwell droid, a mini Treadwell droid, and an R1 series droid. So you can see the Sandcrawler has a quite margin of minifigs. The only real detractor from the minifigs for the Slave one has to be the Stormtrooper, guys. I mean, it's just an amazing... Nah, you gotta be kidding me, guys. It's the Ultimate Collector Series Slave one Boba Fett. I mean, this fig is perhaps the top 5 figs of all time. It has amazing leg printing, helmet printing, arm printing. I mean, this figure is out of this world. Even though it's still one of the best figures of all time, I mean, you can't argue that these are better figures. I mean, it has just such a larger variety, and that's why this category has to go to the Ultimate Collector Series Sandcrawler. Let's cover up the playability of the Slave one in category number 3. It has dual 360 degrees cannons from the ship. These are really amazing. Well, let's go on the inside of the Slave one, and over here's a hatch, and there's not a whole bunch of places to put figures in the Slave one, but the only place you can place your Han Solo and Carbonite is over here. There will be a hook, and when it clicks, it will be the sign that you can turn him in. And here he is. On to the cockpit, which has 2 amazing places to hold Boba Fett's rifles, 2 control panels, and a 90-degree seat, which is very smooth and very detailed. But, as you know, people prefer seeing the Slave one in its flight mode. So, let's go and snap. Wow, it really did work. Well, over here you can see the Slave one is pretty big and eye-catching. But the only 2, well, I wouldn't consider these play features, but moving parts is over here. They have 2 compartments of rockets and missiles. They're different on each side. But if you want to play with them, I mean, just imaginary play, no real play features. I prefer to leave them inside because the set looks so much sleeker. But as you can see, the Slave one is pretty good, but not a good set for play features. I mean, it has decent playability for an Ultimate Collector Series set, but if you want playability, I would go for another set. But let's move on to the playability from the Ultimate Collector Series Sandcrawler. Let's move on to the playability from the Sandcrawler. Over here is a knob which you can twist and go to the inside of the Sandcrawler. And over here is a crane, which I'll show you the functionality of it later. And a speeder, which can carry crates, droids, and can be driven by a Jawa. Well, it can be driven by anyone you want, but it's specifically made for a Jawa. Over here on the top is where the Jawas drive the Sandcrawler, and it's a pretty detailed space. I know there are a lot of stickers, but they're pretty detailed. Top, there are 2 ginormous panels, which you can remove, of course, to get more access into the interior of the Ultimate Collector Series Sandcrawler. Not only those panels, there are these flaps, 2 on each side, which give you better access to the Sandcrawler. So, let's start with the play features. Just a reminder, but the Sandcrawler does include these barrels and crates. So let's start with the first playability. Over here is a crate. You can load anything on it. And over here, you'll just slide it on. It'll fall perfectly into the inside. And there are also these 2 spaces for more crates. But the other one over here is for the speeder. Well, let's move on. There's another crane here, but it's to be operated from the top. There's a lever over here, so the crane cannot go down if you decide. Well, let's move on to the crane functionality. So guys, there are 3 connectors in the set, which you can mix up. There's this one over here. I'll leave it over here just for a moment. This one over here, which was used for R2-D2, and this bigger one, which is on the bottom, which is used for crates. Well, just as we're here, over here is a Technic mechanism, which is controlled over here. So you can rotate the wheels from the Sandcrawler. That's a really nice playability for children. Also, the set's really heavy, so the traction won't be a problem, and the wheels, well, crawls will work. Let's use this connector for the crane. There it is. And we can use an R2 unit to stick him in. It's really easy. He'll just be floating, and you can control the crane over here. It's really simple, but let's try another connector, this one. Well, we have a crate over here, and we'll just use this one to carry it around. Luckily, there's more than 1 crane in the set, so using them will not be a problem at all. Well, this crane has the same features as the other one, and you can do the same. The only, I would consider, benefit from this one is you can pull it inside and outside. I mean, that's really cool if you want to load things up in your Sandcrawler. So guys, as you can see, we're now at this side of the Sandcrawler, which is gorgeous. And over here we have a crate. So let's just do one more demonstration of how we can do this. So you just have to put the crate inside and drop it. It'll drop perfectly inside. As much as play features, we're just gonna have 2 left. Well, this one's not actually a play feature, just a moving part, where you can simulate the Jawas descending from the Sandcrawler. There's really no play feature because the Jawas really cannot access it, but I mean, it's just a cool touch. And the real play feature, there are these compartments on both sides where you can open, and you'll get 3 amazing crates to store parts, which you can create another minifigure and a robot. And the cool thing is, as well, that you can drop these inside and play as well. Just as a conclusion, I think the Sandcrawler is jam-packed with play features, and the Slave one is not that much. So this category is definitely going to the Ultimate Collector Series Sandcrawler. But the next 2 categories, I think, will be won by the Ultimate Collector Series Slave 1. Let's move on to category number 4, which is design. And for starters, both sets have an amazing techniques used. But, this is so hard, but I'm gonna go with the Slave one. I just think both have amazing. I mean, rarely do I build a Lego set and really appreciate the building techniques. But I'll just have to go with the Slave one. I mean, if you have this set, you'll know why. All the Technic structure on the inside, putting all the engines. I mean, it's just really amazing set. So this category has to go to the Ultimate Collector Series Slave 1, even though the Sandcrawler is pretty good as well. Guys, let's move on to category number 5, which is displayability. And although the Sandcrawler is pretty good at displaying itself, I just think this category has to be won by the Ultimate Collector Series Slave 1. I mean, the colors are so vibrant. It's a little bit more eye-catching than the Sandcrawler, I do have to admit that. It has a display stand. I mean, the engines, wow. There's no other Slave 1 that has engines like this one. And I just think the Slave 1, it's a little bit more eye-catching. I would like you to comment down below which one do you think has better displayability, but I think the Slave 1 has to win in this category. Let's move on to value category, and this one's hard, but I think this one has to go to the Sandcrawler. Well, as you saw in the general information from these sets, the Slave 1 is $200 and the Sandcrawler was $300. And what do you win with $100 more? Well, for starters, it has a lot more minifigs. It has a lot more of playability. And although the Slave 1 has better displayability, the Sandcrawler is not bad displaying itself. So I think the Sandcrawler, even though it has a considered worse design and worse displayability, I think it just carries a lot more value into itself. Well, let's move on to category number 7, which is my opinion. And damn, I mean, guys, these two sets are my prized possessions. Well, I have bigger sets, but these have nostalgia in them, and you cannot take that away. You know that if you're a Lego collector. So this was gonna be very, very hard to choose. I mean, both sets are truly amazing. You really can't go wrong with either of them, but I'm gonna have to go with my favorite Lego Star Wars set of all time, and that's the Sandcrawler. I mean, you really, if you saw the complete video, you knew that was gonna happen. I mean, as much as I love the Slave one, I have a little bit more nostalgia from the Sandcrawler, and it's just really amazing. But the Slave one's not bad at all. I mean, if you have any of these two sets, I consider you lucky, because nowadays these sets are rare and really expensive compared to the retail price. So guys, I'm gonna put down in your screen the answered sheet board so you can see the results. And the winner is the Sandcrawler, because it had 5 categories from 7. And although you can argue, I just think the Sandcrawler is a better set. I just think it's a better set. So guys, here are the results. And seeing the results, it just made me see that a Sandcrawler is a very underrated Lego Star Wars set. I know people see it as an amazing set, but it should be looked even better than that. Because at the end of the day, even though it's controversial, I think it's a better set than the Slave one. Even both are amazing. It just makes me see the Sandcrawler as an amazing set, and more people should see the set how it really is. So guys, if you want to enter the giveaway, you know what to do. Just subscribe, like the video, and comment so our channel can grow. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so please guys, share this video with your friends and family. And I'm the Lego Chooser, guys, so have an amazing day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.